Great, thanks, Jeremy. I am excited to be here with you and talking about something I'm really passionate about. And that passion actually comes from I'm actually a former classroom teacher. I have been in education for 15 years. I've worked with curriculum K through 12th grade. So what I hope to talk to you about today is something that really can be scaled all the way down from our primary students all the way up to our high school and even as applications in college as well. And so that's just a little bit of background about me. This is my Twitter handle at GT Tech Guru. If you would like to connect with me on Twitter and ask any follow-up questions, share any successes or ideas you have as we're going through this, I would love to hear from you and connect with you. This is a great way to just stay in contact and also increase my own personal learning network. I love to connect with teachers and learn from you. There's going to be a few times today that you'll have the opportunity to kind of take a peek as to what it looks like for your student to join some of these activities. So if you want to be ready for that on your phone or in a web browser, if you go to classlab.com and enter in this number right here, you'll be able to connect, and then when we get to one of those activities, you'll be kind of ready to go. So let's just say if this number will come back up again later, so if you don't get it right now, it's okay, it's not a big deal, but it's just if you would like to participate and kind of get a feel of what our students are going to feel like. So let's kind of jump in today with a little bit of today's agenda. Our purpose of today is to really look at how we can leverage technology and empower student exploration, diving into scientific concepts, real-world math problems and applications, engineering, and really working with things that have purpose for our students. Our process on how we're going to do this is we're going to discuss the power of combining STEM or STEAM with design thinking, which is basically a framework that helps us explore a real-world problem. And the way we're going to do that today is I'm actually going to walk you through a template that I've created that can be used, adapted, changed, completely modified, however, to fit your class needs and projects. So we're just going to kind of walk through that template and talk about how it could be implemented in a classroom. Our payoff at the end of today, I'm hoping that you have spark some new ideas for teaching STEM and empowering you guys as educators with a framework that you can use, adapt to fit your needs. Right here, what we'd like to start with is a little bit of a mindset about how technology can enable exploration, not just dispense content. We are at a point in time where our kids have access to a lot of information, and getting that information is not necessarily the difficult part, but being able to explore and ask meaningful questions and do something with that curiosity is becoming much more important. We're so connected now in our world that we can leverage this technology to really connect to each other, connect ideas, connect classrooms, and really enable people that can possibly solve problems to people who have a problem that needs to be solved in connecting the two. And it's really not something that's just meant to be for our experts. It's really something that can be happening in the elementary, early classrooms and really doing things with purpose. So I love George Couros' book, Innovator's Mindset, and I love how he talks about not simply engaging our students, but empowering our students. We know great teachers engage our students. Great teachers get them excited about the lessons they're doing, excited about the content they're going through. But what we're going to talk about today is really more of empowering students. And that's really giving them the knowledge and skills to pursue their questions, their interests, and really impact their own future in a more authentic way. And so what we're going to talk about is how do we design learning experiences that really create that empowering situation. So how can we set up our classrooms to do this? So let's kind of go back and think about what students often do if we think of a typical math lesson or even a science lab experiment that the students are excited about and they're engaged in. You know, they start by consuming some basic information that is necessary. They might watch a process, they walk through a certain series of steps. They verify things that are usually already proven to be true, verify a process that works maybe in math, or verify a scientific experiment where the teacher knows what is going to happen at the end. You know, the students might not know, but they're verifying a known scientific outcome often. And then at the end, we're asking them to recall that information, possibly even apply it, right? But if we also think about what innovators in the real world do, what scientists, engineers, mathematicians, technology innovators, what they're doing in the real world, they're creating new ideas. They're exploring new connections, exploring their own questions, they're exploring the unknown, and they're discovering new ideas through this exploration. And finally, they have to reason, what do they do with these ideas? Why does it matter? Is it important? Is it not important? Is it feasible? So what I'd like to talk to you today is about how to bridge this gap somewhat of what our students often do to what's being asked of engineers and scientists in the real world. How do we create these experiences in our classroom? And I do want to reference here that there is a TED Talk linked right here. This is where I got this information from, and I really think it's an interesting way of looking at the experiences we set up for students in our classroom. And so I strongly recommend, if you have time, to click on this and watch this TED Talk. He had some really great ideas about STEM in education.